Thanks, Chad and Rhea. I'm Stephen Heumann, and I'm right outside of Canaryville, Utah, which is about 10 miles south of Cedar City on I-15. And we are on the Bumblebee Trail. And this is a trail I personally have never been on, and I'm sure most of you haven't either. And it's such a good ride that today we're going to be blocking out the sun. Canaryville, Utah. Not a well-known place by anyone's reasoning. It's strange to think, then, that today this tiny town with a population of just over 300 will be playing host to tens of thousands. We've come down for the same reason as everyone else, the annular eclipse. But instead of just waiting around for the moon and sun to dance into position, I've hooked up with Dean Bullock, owner of D&P Performance in Cedar City. Dean, along with a group of friends, has decided to catch the eclipse from a very impressive vantage point.
We're up on Mount Bumblebee here, just west of Canaryville. Of course, the popular place for the eclipse, and we just thought we'd come up and enjoy a ride up on the mountain and check the eclipse out and see what was going on. It's a neat area. It's an area a lot of people don't come to, so you can kind of come up here and be by yourself.
The view from the west side over here is a view that a lot of people don't see. From the freeway when they're driving down I-15. Back to our east, we have the Kolob Five Fingers. So from here you can see those beautiful red rocks and the outcastings of the trees, and it's just quite a sight from here.
It's just a hid-away area that people drive by, they never see, they never stop, and it's almost like it's our hidden secret down here.
Within 10 minutes of the trailhead, it's like the world bows down before you, and you gaze into Zion National Park and almost all the way to St. George. The vista from Bumblebee Springs is particularly unexpected for me, since having driven this area on the freeway literally hundreds of times, I felt like I just knew what I was going to see. Nothing could have prepared me for this. Dean is well known around Cedar City. As a Baja champion who races rigs he's built himself right alongside the Arctic Cat models he sells, Dean likes to change things up on the trail too, evidenced by the range of side-by-sides blazing through the backcountry.
We brought a couple of 2012 Arctic Cat Wildcats. They're kind of the latest and the greatest in suspension and handling. We're racing them, and of course, as you see, we take them out trail riding too. They're just a phenomenal vehicle.
The ride is only part of the experience today, though. As the afternoon wears on, a strange thing begins to happen in Canaryville. Lines of cars clog the road, and people from all over the world pull out their telescopes for an event in the outdoors that for many will quite literally be once in a lifetime.
It's the awe and beauty of nature that comes together to create an event such as a solar eclipse. And to most people, they're quite powerful.
This is something that those of us in the astronomical community have been planning on literally for years. We're going to watch the moon cover the sun. But this moon, however, isn't big enough. It's a little bit too far away, so it won't be a total eclipse. We're going to have an annular eclipse. The moon's going to be just far enough away so that it'll leave a ring of sun. I've been calling it a golden wedding ring. Other people are calling it the ring of fire.
There's so many people here, you never know who you're going to run into.
They'll let anybody into an annular eclipse. Look who we found. Hey, what are you doing? Terry, how you doing?
Hi, At Your Leisure family. How are you doing? I'm at the eclipse. Wish you were too. We could all have a good time together.
Well, once Terry and Susan were in place and ready, they cued the sky, and slowly the light of the world dimmed ever so slightly as the moon creeped over the face of the sun. Everyone put on their special glasses and watched until all that was left was an orange ring of light. From the tops of the mountains on striking western trails to the shadow cast by the moon in its motions, this was a memorable day. If you come here with your family, hotels in Cedar City will take care of you since there aren't any in Canaryville, and while the eclipse won't always be here, the adventure in the outdoors definitely will be.
Cedar City's not just a gas stop and a motel. There's a lot of really neat things. A lot of neat mountain country and scenery like this, you know, and colored rocks and pine trees and quakies, and, you know, we have the desert really close to us. It's just a great place to live.
Well, not every ATV ride in Canaryville ends with an annular solar eclipse, but if you're lucky enough to experience it, it is absolutely amazing. Now, for those of you who missed this one, Don't worry, you only have to wait 11 years this time for another one. It will pass through the western United States and through Utah in particular. And mark your calendars because it is an experience of a lifetime. Well, I'm Stephen Heumann. Now let's get back to Chad and Rhea.